Hello folks, David here, and it is the 2025 Roundup video, and what a year it has been. Talking to a lot of people, they are more than happy that 2025 is over, and it's got to be said, both for the channel and in real life, it's been a bit of an uppy downy one for me personally. Started off the year leaving my old job, took a sabbatical, sorted myself out, got another job, and I'm really enjoying it. More trust, greater levels of authorization, which kind of goes along with the trade that I'm in. Essentially all the kind of stuff that I was wanting from the old job, and it was just never going to happen. Sometimes you just got to make that break. Family wise, it's the first time we have not had kids at school this year. They're all grown up. The youngest has got more into modelling and has gone down the Warhammer 40k rabbit hole. As a parent, you always expect it to be, Dad, can I borrow the car? Not, Dad, can I borrow your clippers, your craft knife, your paints? Oh, and have you got any spare chainsaws? I guess that's just what goes with this hobby. But that's enough of the personal stuff. Let's talk about the roundup for the channel. 47 videos went up this year, including this one, which sounds like an awful lot, especially for somebody who is, you know, holding down a full-time job. But bearing in mind that 28 of those have come in the past month only, it's not necessarily the greatest output. Like I said, I was having a sort of mental reset early start of the year. Could I have done more with the hobby? Yeah. Would I have enjoyed it in the frame of mind I was in? Probably not. So I'm not unhappy with that output, but there are things that I am going to be doing and want to do differently moving forward. I want to get more out of the hobby. I want to get more off the pile of shame. I want to do more videos for you guys, and there are ways and means of going about that. There have been low points in the content that I've put out, and there's been some really brilliant things. We'll get the downers out of the way first. Now, if you don't want to hear about my woes, I will leave a timestamp just round about here for you to be able to jump forward in the video to the good bits where I'm more enthusiastic. At the back end of last year and the start of this year, I took a bit of a foray into the world of flat earth, and I did it with the best intentions. Yeah, it was a hot topic at the time on the internet. At the back end of last year, there was a trip organised to the Antarctic to go and see the 24-hour sun, and that essentially was supposed to prove once and for all that the earth was a globe, and people in the flat earth community had got it incorrect. It didn't work out like that. I was fascinated by this. The wife has been looking at these kind of videos for a good couple of years, and they kept coming up with this term model, and that's what I do. So I thought, it can't be that difficult. I'll make a model. Well, whenever I put one of those videos up, the comment section goes bananas, and yeah, okay, one person has been blocked because they were just outright insulting. Can't be having with that. Oh yeah, the first time I've ever banned anyone from the channel. I don't know whether that's a high point or a low point, but they deserved it. They were being a knob. But you could definitely see that people sort of fell into a couple of sort of discrete mindsets. The bulk of the people were sat kind of right in the middle, and they were just watching it for the entertainment value. And, you know, it's like pass the popcorn. They were great. You had people on the side of the Globe Earth community who could see what I was doing and got what I was trying to do and joined in with encouragement, and they were great as well. You got some Globers who just didn't get it, and as soon as I mentioned flat earth, that was it. They were on the offensive, and it didn't matter what my beliefs were or what I was attempting to do, which is essentially look at it from kind of an outside perspective and, you know, make a model. They were on the attack. Bugger them. I will be perfectly honest, I have more respect for people who believe in a flat earth and attempt to create a model that shows how their beliefs work than some armchair scientist sitting in the background just criticising everything. Bugger you. Okay, at least they're putting the effort in. Then you had the ones on the other side of the camp, the flat earthers. And these ones seem to fall into two separate categories. The first ones were the ones who have interpreted the Bible in a particular way and therefore believe that the earth is flat because the Bible says so. Coming in the comment section and attempting to attack my religious beliefs, they're nothing to do with you guys. I could be Muslim or Hindu or Buddhist as far as you're concerned. Does that make a difference? Are you telling us I'm wrong because I am one of the other billion or so people that have a different religion other than Christian? But to be perfectly honest, they're their beliefs and I can forgive them for that. Just don't try and foist them on me. I have my beliefs and it's that simple. The ones that really got on my wick were the ones that believe it's all part of a conspiracy theory. There's a couple of things to do with that I have no truck with, and part of it is because of where I live. 99% of them appear to be from the Northern Hemisphere, and they'll use Northern Hemisphere to describe where they are. How's that for ironic? I don't live in the Northern Hemisphere. I'm in New Zealand. I'm at the arse end of the planet. When I go out and I look up at the moon, it's upside down to what they see. I could get one of them to go out and take a photo of what they see of the moon. I could do one that same night, although admittedly, 12 hours difference chances are because of time zones and things like that. Mine would be upside down. I could have trees in the background and everything to show that, I'm not holding the camera upside down. It would be photoshopped as far as they're concerned. I do not go out and look at the moon standing on my head just so that I can look at it upside down as far as you're concerned. Get a grip. And as for Antarctica being a fictitious place, this city is the staging post for both the US and New Zealand and an awful lot of countries to go down there and do their research things and all the rest of it. Supply their permanent bases down there. I've got family members who've worked down there. I've got mates who are down there at the moment viewing the 24-hour sun because that's what happens. Don't try and tell us it's a conspiracy theory and it's an ice wall and we're not allowed to go down there. I've got first-hand experience of the bloody thing. Don't try and tell me that what I see, what I know, is wrong just because you don't believe it. Sorry, I got a bit worked up there. Am I going to be revisiting Flat Earth? I'm not sure. I'm not sure I can be bothered with it. There is one more video on that kind of topic that I do want to cover. It's one that I've been thinking about for a little while, and maybe the guys over in the US will enjoy it because it's got to do with guns. Yeah, sorry guys, the rest of the world does have a slightly different view on firearms than you do. And it's not necessarily Flat Earth as such, it's more sort of like around the conspiracy theories of a space being fake, which ties in with the Flat Earth model of there being a dome and we can't get out of space. I may get that one out of the way, I may steel myself and do that one. I'm not promising anything. It honestly depends on whether or not the fancy takes me.
And that's all I have to say about that.
But enough of the Flat Earth stuff. Let us get on to serious modelling and crafting. There's been some real high points. Where to start? The first one is, for me, personally, learning new skills. At the start of the year, I took part in the Big Bot Bash, which was a challenge where you roll some dice, you had a chart, you had to make a big robot. Depending on your dice rolls, showed what you had to include in your build. How you interpreted it was entirely up to you, and I made one, and it is slightly out of shot just up there, and this is what it turned out like. For that one, I learned a shed load of new skills, especially in terms of a complete scratch build from nothing. Yes, I took inspiration from other crafters in terms of how to prep and some of the painting techniques and things like that, especially Bill Making Stuff, who was the organiser of the whole lot. I'll leave a link for his channel down below. Apart from all of the new skills, I ended up with the largest vehicle model that I have ever made. and it was completely scratch built, and I am really happy with it. It's an excellent centerpiece, and it came out far better than I could have hoped for. As a part of that build, and building on a new hobby that the wife got into, there was resin casting, and there was a number of resin casting videos that I did, and it was great being able to use that new skill and incorporate it into essentially my hobby. Some of the gems that I did incorporated Wargames paints and inks and all that kind of stuff. Some of the techniques that I've learned from that have been incorporated into some of my own builds, and will be moving forward. There's going to be resin stuff, you know, scattered in amongst all of the stuff that I do. The big culmination was the Skull Cave build. That was probably the second big build that I did. Really happy with that one. It's one that I have wanted to do for absolutely ages. You know, being able to do the whole lot essentially from scratch, including the skull, by casting it in resin, was brill as far as I am concerned. What else was there? Oh, Vlogmas. It's just gone. I completed a Vlogmas, one video a day all the way through December up until Christmas Eve. I managed it! Yay! I have tried it once before. I got sick. It didn't happen. Tried it in a completely different style and format this time, I think. And this is one of the changes that I do want to make going forward with the channel, is more of that sort of vlog style stuff. Setting up this big camera and doing the long form videos just sort of like eats into time that I could be used in making stuff and filming it. I do think that that sort of vlog style is going to allow me to get more content out there. I can sort of like snatch minutes here and there to do intros. You don't need me sitting in my armchair extolling exactly what I'm going to be doing before I start a video. A quick hello, a quick explanation of what I'm going to be doing, get into it. An awful lot more filming done on the cell phone. That seems to be working fine. And to be perfectly honest, working off the cell phone, it's a damn sight easier to actually edit. Is it as polished as this kind of content? No, it's not. Do you guys care? You don't seem to. Yes, I will do some of the more long form videos, but I think just to get more content out and to get more little bits done, yeah, I definitely think that, you know, those smaller vlog style ones are definitely the way to go. And yes, I have tried to introduce a little bit more humour into the videos, be a little bit more relaxed about it, and I am enjoying it far more. Certainly I'm enjoying it far more than I was at the start of the year. Now that I've had a reset, it's all good. Which reminds me, one of the things that I do enjoy doing is, rather than sitting there and explaining absolutely everything that is going on, doing a montage. So let's have one now. This is the year in a nutshell. And I've gone back through all the videos for this year and I have a grand tally of what you have just seen. There have been 24 pieces of terrain, 10 vehicles, 2 gargantuan creatures, 33 resin pieces. Didn't know I'd been doing that much. And 85 figures, all off the pile of shame. Can't say fairer than that. Could I have done more? Yeah. Am I going to be doing more next year? Yeah. Look, don't judge me. So what is in the pipeline for 2026? Well, it's not exactly spoilers because you've seen the start of an awful lot of it. I've got to complete the refresh and on the Tanith and get them out of the way. You've seen that long form video getting started. That is going to be coming up. You have seen me start on the Raven Guard. That needs to be done. I have been promising you a video on how to do a mould for resin casting. That is going to be coming up very, very shortly. The Traitor Guard army is growing. More stuff needs to be done for that. You saw in the last video that there is stuff that needs to be assembled and quickly painted and added to it, and there is more reinforcements coming. I have indeed ordered the bases for the Loxatl mercenaries. They should be coming shortly. You'll be seeing them. I've got to complete the TT Combat long form video. I am probably going to do another one of their buildings off camera now that I've got the first one out of the way and worked out all the struggles with that. Then maybe on the second building I will have a little bit better mindset going into it, not be so critical, not be getting so annoyed with it, and that is in the pipeline. You've already seen it starting. And then, you know what? Just whatever takes me fancy. I think that is probably a reasonable roundup for what has happened over the course of the year. We shall leave it at that before it becomes an epic greater than Ben-Hur. And until the very near future, have a good New Year celebration. Don't do anything that I would get accused of. And until we meet next time, next year, toodle pip for now.